So the original sin goes as follows. You don't know how to do your hair because your mother didn't know how to do your hair. And your mother didn't know how to do your hair because your mother was never taught how to do her hair because her mother, and you get where I'm going with this. Tightly coily, tightly curly hair is the most unique feature on planet Earth. And instead of it being something that you are proud of, that you think makes you exotic and unique and beautiful, you want to change it and hide it. And all of our mothers before us who never knew how to do their hair, they never learned to do their hair because we didn't live in a society, in a culture that prized this unique feature. The problem with the way that most people take this is they automatically jump to white supremacy. They jump to the outside community factors, outside of the community beauty standards. But what the internet has shown us is the receipts for past and present of our community not prizing this feature, especially on women. Tightly coily, tightly curly hair is just as easy to care for as straight hair. All you have to do, shampoo, conditioner, one styling product. Maybe if you're doing an intricate style, you might need to layer. But for the most part, it's just one, and it's not gobs and gobs of it. No raw butters and oils. Certain oil blends can be beneficial for certain things, but you have to use them right. And for the love of God, you have to wash your hair at least once a week. That's it. There's nothing, there are no secrets to this. But there are a lot of myths and legends and lies. One of the main reasons for all of this ignorance of how to care for our tightly coily, tightly curly hair is precisely because it wasn't valued. So why learn to care for something that you don't value? Instead, you learn to hide it. And when we talk about who was or wasn't valuing curly hair on women, and as we stop looking to white supremacy and the out group to provide the answer as to why, and we start holding the in group accountable, the biggest pattern emerges that because Black women primarily date men who are in their in group, the men who are in their in group get an oversized say in the aesthetics of Black women. We have arrived in this place in 2024 where women are still saying disgusting things about their hair online for millions of people to see. We've had a natural hair movement that's come and gone, and like a phoenix is going through some things, feeling the burn and rising again. But we will repeat every single mistake we did the last time if we don't accept the fact that a lot of Black women don't like their hair because Black men don't like their hair. And that's really all there is to it. And once you decide to decenter all men's opinions from your life, it's crazy how fast it alleviates the pressures you feel about your hair. And for Black women who listen to this channel specifically, I will always advocate for decentering race. Race, as all the social justice warriors will tell you without really ever wanting to accept all the levels that it's true on, race is a social construct, which means that people invented it, but not just people. We do that a lot. We use a lot of desexed language when describing history or things that have happened. Men created race, and race only benefits them. Clinging to a race first, I am Black before I'm a woman worldview is the epitome of centering men in your life. And we are watching in real time the outcomes of women who are deeply invested in seeing the world from a Black male perspective. So this tweet came across my feed a few days ago, and I think it just sums up everything that I could say about why the natural hair movement is viewed as a failure or failed. So much about where our money goes as Black women, women of African descent, where our time and energy and thoughts go. And I'm not perfect. We all still struggle with it. But if we're not willing to just say it, then a lot of you will continue pretending that these things don't exist. As a lot of the professional stylists, professional hair care YouTubers have pointed out, the products that came out of the natural hair movement were consumer first, meaning the desire for them was the thing that created them. These weren't products crafted in some lab far away and foisted upon a group of unsuspecting women. The brands were looking at the videos we were watching, the things we were seeing online, the things that we were requesting, fists in the air, and they made it happen. We got what we asked for. We just didn't ask for the right things, and that's on us. We are not the only group of consumers that capitalism is predatory towards. So this isn't even a racialized thing. It's just this consumer group spends a lot of money and they're asking for new products and we can get them to market fast enough. There's nothing necessarily evil about that, even in the context of capitalism. We bought into the idea that the old products did not work on our hair. So back to this tweet. Ponytails give you bald spots and alopecia only if you're pulling them super tight. And most of the reason why you're pulling them very tight is so that your hair will look as straight as possible. Again, because the men whose gaze you center prefers that. A quick weave might end up with hella glue in your hair. I don't understand why anyone gets them. Sew-ins cause heat damage on one side. Again, only if you're straightening it excessively every single day. There are countless curly sew-ins, tape-ins, everything ins, little micro beads, clip-ins. There are many Black women who own these businesses. You can circumvent so many of the problems that you have. But you don't want to do that. You want sew-ins that cause heat damage because you only want to straighten your hair. And you only want to straighten your hair to the straightest possible texture, which means using the highest amount of heat. Natural's not too much maintenance. We just heavily bought into the idea that our hair was difficult. Braids cause breakage because, again, if they are not super tight and you can't see your roots, then they're good. Some of you leave them in for far too long. Get braids that don't work with your you don't get braids that work with your density and strand thickness. And then the final commenter right here, not the final, but and there's a lot of women who think like that. And 3 million people saw it. It's your choice if you want to continue to center men's opinions of you, men's beauty standards, their binary systems, their perspectives, their religions, their thoughts about your hair. There's a part 3 coming. Thanks for watching.